1970 and decided to remain a member state after a referendum in 1975. So why does the UK want to leave the EU? Well, Prime Minister David Cameron has said that the EU imposes too many restrictions on British lawmakers. Critics say that the UK will be forced to abandon its pound currency and adopt the euro currency, which has historically been the weaker of the two. Adoption of the euro is expected of all EU countries by the year 2020, but many are worried that the euro is not only unstable, but able to be influenced by weaker countries like Greece. The UK is also concerned about European restrictions imposed on their immigration laws. The EU currently provides the ability for migrants to access employment and benefits. However, the British Prime Minister has been working to restrict benefits and housing to those who have been in the country for at least 4 years. This proposal has been directly opposed by the European Commission, leading many Britons to question why the EU has so much say in British welfare. Some conservative groups feel like Europe is manipulating the British government, and that policymakers have lost control over trade, human rights, and migration. EU law is supreme over UK law, meaning that lawmakers in the British House of Commons are technically beholden to those in the European Parliament in Brussels. Anti-EU activists believe that European regulations will undermine British interests. So how would a British exit affect both the EU and the UK? Well, analysts say it could join Norway, Iceland, and Liechtenstein in direct single market access. This would be enacted per the existing agreement on the European Economic Area. Many trade regulations would remain the same without imposing the same export and import tariffs as non-EU countries. However, it wouldn't help the UK's issues with free movement of labor, which is still guaranteed in the EEA agreement. It would also slow investment in the UK, which would no longer be seen as an entryway into EU trade. Similarly, the EU would lose some of its clout as one of its largest economic and political heavyweights goes off on its own. But all of this is based on who you ask. At the moment, the EU and UK are in talks to resolve their differences. But if they can't come to a solution, the scheduled referendum will likely take place. Overall, the United Kingdom hasn't made up its mind on the EU yet.